and a very good morning to you from the not really far that close to the foot from Mount Fuji, as we're about to get some weekend of racing underway. Welcome everyone to the start of the Japanese portion of actually it's not that. Welcome everyone to the Japanese portion of Formula Hololive Japan, and by that I mean let's kick things off with the Riding on Dreams Grand Prix at Fuji Japan race, where we will kick off this weekend with Split A. So let's take a bit of a look onto the track map just to see what we're going to be dealing with. We got a few great overtaking sections for this track, especially into turn 1 after the long 1.5 kilometer long straight. And then we also got the hairpin after the long and dastardly 100R that will absolutely test your car's aerodynamics and, of course, eat up those left tires like crazy. And then there's also the entire third sector where if we actually take the previous Formula Hololive International race as precedent, then we can expect some amazing amount of side-by-side action at the side of the side-by-side from the Dunlop chicane until turn 16, which will then feed into more battles to turn 1. So let's take a look into the drivers entering splits A and B to kick off the Formula Hololive Japan qualifiers. Of course, we're racing in the Riding on Dreams Grand Prix at Fuji Split A race. Of course, we got tons of heavy hitters from last season's CO and Zako Cup currently attending this race. Maverick DuCM and Muhammad Cashew, who absolutely left their marks in last season's CO and Zako Cups. They're ready to get their hands dirty once again. Joshua Asahi, who had been close to a win, but has not been forthcoming so far. He will also try to get his first win of the season. Flogel has been strong at Fuji last year with, of course, Seirin and Ali J taking honors in the 2025 season at Fuji. But of course, last season we ran the Super Sprints format. Let's see if things would change this year. With, of course, the lengthened race format. If anyone has not been aware, we will be reverting back to full distance. So, because we saw in the track map preview, you saw that the race is essentially set at 305 kilometers, which is essentially standard Grand Prix length. But anyways, let's not get too carried away. We also had likes of Austin Wizard, who is going to see if he can try to grab more wins from Inugami Korone. Now, I also want to point out that the driver lineups have remained unchanged after the end of 2025. So we are seeing pretty much a stable driver lineup, which is nice to see if you're a fan of consistency. But yeah, so these are the drivers that will be entering. We will be getting each of the other drivers in more detail as we get ourselves even deeper into the stream. Now that out of the way, let's immediately get ourselves ready for qualifying. The clock strikes 10 here in Japan. My name is Mamashita Reza in the commentary booth. And today we are gonna see how these drivers will fare in the 7 minutes of qualifying. First driver out already, and that is Ed Sky for Kazuma Iroha. Doing a very solid job there. Now, if you do take a look into what he did last season, he did grab a win at Autopolis in race 1, finally putting Iroha on the map of winners in Formula Hololive. So he's eager to try to add that at Fuji to the list of his race wins. Because there's just so many Steam names who have already done a very solid job in. We will have to see how it works for him. But anyways, let's take a look into some of the other drivers. Maverick Duciem about to get across the final corner, so we will go for it. Onboard shot. I know we're having fireworks at the start of the day, but anyways, Maverick Duciem now exiting the final corner. We have a very good exit off of turn 16 for your run to the 1.5 kilometer long straight into turn 1. Break just at before the 100-meter board. Hook yourself up very nicely as you hit second gear. Blast off into turn 3. Coca-Cola corner. 50 meters is where we'll be braking. Hook it up into 5th gear, but you might want to switch it down to 4th gear if you don't have the confidence in grip. We were flat out into 100R into the hairpin. Use the billboard as reference. Try to brake before the billboard to not overshoot. And then going straight to turn 7, 8, and 9. Flat out. Turn 300R up next. The Dunlop chicane. Use the Dunlop billboard on the top as your reference. Stay in second gear. Might want to try to fiddle with wheel spin if you want to help with turning, but that's a difficult maneuver to do. Into turn 13. A very tight into steep corner section here. Turn 14 and 15 to nets. Turn and brake at the same time. That might result in lockups. And into turn 16, the Panasonic corner. Same thing as well. Might want to brake and turn at the same time. You might have to strike that balance of braking and turning so that you can carry the most speed out of the final corner. And that should be a lot here in Fuji Speedway as the first times have already been set. Maverick Duciem now sets a 124.869. Already faster than the in-class cars. And our lap time target is, if you have noticed in the track preview graphics. Duciem now being the driver that's going to set the pace here. Tenero, who has been one of the perennial underdogs in the competition, has been known to constantly have issues that essentially prevent him from winning races. That changed last year when he finally scored his first win, especially in the holotype. He actually had a moderate sense of shock as he managed to win at Le Mans and Autopolis in holotype. Well, it used to be called holotype, but now there is a holo indie game with that name, so we can also, I feel like it's our interest to not trample on that. So it's now called Holo Proto. So Antenaro does have race winning capability that's now finally being put into effect after 2.5 years. Potentially 3 years in aero competitions. So Antenaro is entering year 4 of the competition, representing Nekomata Okayu. Already we're seeing some veteran names in the field that we can see here. Already setting his lap, about to come back down in the pits. Martinez for Tokuyami Toa has set his lap. He's doing a pretty decent job. Ryu now setting decent lap for himself, 126.318. The fastest of the reclass cars are currently Ollie J. Remember, they've been hit with a decent amount of ballast for balance and performance purposes, so Ollie J is now certainly sitting at 9th. Only one driver, or was that 2, have yet to finish the lap. And I don't see Lexi Bowens' name in the charts. There she is, heading into turn 16. She should have time to finish the lap. And it looks to me that everyone's going to go for it. Everyone has gone for that one lap dash. The closest anyone has gone is, of course, Ed Sky to Maverick Duciem, who was only 0.2 of a second behind. Lexi Bowen has set her time, and she will qualify 6th. Maverick DCM, as it stands, will sit on pole for this Split A race of the Riding on Dreams Grand Prix at Fuji. And just to take a look into the other drivers, only three drivers have went up into the sub 124s. Everyone else is just chilling around as usual. Lexi Bowen is basically trying to come across the line. Maverick DCM is about to try again. He's already crossed the line. Obviously having quick turnarounds here. Maybe he's gonna try to have a glory run. No matter what happens, only Lexi Bowen is technically left, but I believe Lexi is basically used up her one lap opportunity, so she is gonna head down into the pit lane for essentially a bit of a service and to basically prepare herself for this race from 6th place. Let's just take a look into Maverick DCM as to how he will be faring. Again, pretty tidy into... I just having to brake in the middle of the corner. I feel like it's a better idea to just let it flow. Already faster than his own time by 9 thousandths of a second. Razor thin margins as we see here. Could be good for 860 right now, but we're just gonna play along until we have to inevitably move into intermission, as we are just gonna see where he goes. Oh, he does not improve. He's lost a lot of time into the final sector, but that doesn't matter. Maverick DCM is your pole sitter. Alright, we've done a bit of a setup. Let's introduce ourselves to the cars. A bit too long to actually talk about, so... Yep, it's still not working, but let's not backtrack ourselves. Let's take a look into the starting lineup here for today's Riding on Dreams Grand Prix at Fuji JP race, Split A. And of course, sitting on pole is Maverick DCM for Amaro Polka. First pole of the 2026 Formula Hololive Japan season. Very nice for him. And alongside him is that Sky for Kazama Iroha, trying to pile on the pressure. Jake Martinez starting third for Toa with Mohamed Cashew, one of the bigger performers of last season. We'll start on 4th place for Sonamake Watame with... And then we got row 3, Ozzy Wizard and Lexi Boat starting alongside each other for Coordinate and Noah respectively. Row 4, in 7th place, it's Daniel Barger with Cal Gibbons 8th. Zwiss and Roboco make up a Gen 0 row 4. Samiaki for Shiragami Fubuki and Ali J for Kikara Vivi rounding out the top 10. 11th place, Raymar Gonzalez for Shinobi Flair with Rindo Chihaya 12th for Rindo Chihaya, Ryu. Whoops, I can't believe I mixed up names again. And we got Hosha Marine in 13th, represented by Lorenzo Ricci with Joshua Asahi 14th for Hakui Koyori. Al Centaro starting 15th for Nekomata Akai with 16th place going to Shango for Ichijo Ririka. 17th place going to Masaraido and Todoroki Hajime with 18th place Chaka Labradores for Natsuhiro Matsuri. And the 19th place is Sakachi Mikolev for Sakura Miko. Alright, we are just gonna get ourselves ready for the start of what should be a very cracking race here in Fuji Speedway, as we now have the cars lined up on the grid. We now have the cars properly lined up. Safety cars now peel into the pit lane. Maverick DCM on pole position for Split A of the Riding on Dreams Grand Prix at Fuji, and we are now properly set, and we did not get the memo. Give me a second. Alright, just gonna... Yeah, we didn't set the lap thing correctly, and yeah. Might wanna give a second. So, yeah, slight apologies for us having to take a bit of extra time. It's supposed to be 66 laps. Give me a second. We also need to sort out the lineup here. We're about to finish setting the grid here. All right, this time we are gonna be properly setting the lap count to 66. Again, apologies for the oversight. So yeah, we are just about finishing up loading once again. This time we are gonna fix up the lap time counts. Alright, we're gonna try this again. This time for real. Okay, this time we are absolutely set at 66 laps. Maverick UCM pole position for split A of the Riding on Dreams Grand Prix at Fuji, and we are now properly set and running. And that's a great start from Ed Sky from second place. The inside line being absolutely great for starts into turn 1. They go. Will there be contact? There is none so far. Everyone basically survives turn 1. It's now Maverick UCM now taking the lead over Ed Sky. Jake Martinez now trying to sweep around the outside. Maybe the Kenzoku have something in store against the Kazamatai. But of course nothing is certain. And of course what's certain right now is that Martinez cannot make the pass. Wizard in 4th, Cashew 5th, Lexi Bowen in 6th, Barger and Gibbons hold out 7th and 8th, Samyake 9th, and really runs out the top 10. Labradors with a pretty decent start. He's now up into 17th. There might be a 3-wide action into the Dunlop chicane. Has now settled into a 2-wide action. As you see, Lorenzo Ricci trying to make a move onto Antanarao from 15th place. Sakaji Mikolev now trying to have one over Masa Rider around the outside. This time into nets, turns 14 and 15. Oh, and Mikolev still trying to find something, but just cannot find any. And around the inside he goes. Maybe we can nail the exit. Should have a very good chance of going alongside. Looks like he has a very solid straight line speed as they now come into turn 1, start lap 2. UCM still leads the field. Labradores now trying to find something against Shango. Into turn 1 they go. See that, but anyway, Shango doing a very good job defending his line around the outside. He now is in 16th place, still not inside the points. Remember, top 10 at the end of the qualifiers for the JP field will take them to the CO Cup, the World CO Cup, not the individual JP CO or international CO or anything. JP international cars will race against each other for Studio Cup honors for this season. Daniel Barker, meanwhile, getting very close there to Lexi Bowen, but nothing comes out of it. El Santana showing very amazing race pace right now. Already chasing Raymond Rosales. Oh, and Rosales absolutely showing his tenacity and grit in that defense. Just gonna have a bit of a pointer. LGCM, the pole sitter, apparently sets the fastest lap of the race, currently in the lead. Right now we are just going to see here about the fuel strategies that might be in place. Everyone will roughly pit at the same time. The JP class car will be pitting pretty late into the race. Everyone have essentially collected on. Meanwhile, a decent amount from the device class are going to be thinking about having more varied pistol strategy. Shango is basically fuel to the brim. Basically running on a full tank of fuel at the start of this race, looking to basically outlast the competition, but will it pay off in the end? We'll have to see. And then alternatively, we have Really, who will be pitting pretty early and is at serious risk of having to pit multiple times as a result. Ali J as well, following really the strategy. So Ryder will partner with Shango, so essentially we'll be seeing a Regloss and Flowglow type of strategy, and we're already seeing packs of cars already forming. Samyake already forming a pack in behind, cannot catch up to Cal Gibbons. Look at his previous lap. 128.571, not showing a good amount of race pace right now, but here comes Ali J. Down into the inside, into turn 1 she goes. Oh, nails down the move down the inside and continues to showcase what she can do. Right now, here comes a bit of a tussle here. Chaka Labradores and Mikalev. Or rather, Shango and Chaka Labradores. Chaka Labradores now going down the inside. Shango, he's now up into 16th place. Shango thinks of counterattack, but could not think of anything. Remember, he's pretty much running heavier fuel than Chaka, which all the JB class cars are going to be set to pit at the same time. So we are expecting some pit stop chaos. Just paying attention to the situation here. So he's looking to pierce his way into the top 10. Obviously, something to look at that is Linda Chihaya has its perks. And in terms of history, backpacks to his guidance. Now LJ has a fast level of field right now, so let's see here how the others will respond. Ollie J is absolutely charging. Ramos Gonzalez meanwhile in the background. You saw there's a battle. The results in Asahi, also in Tara as well. They had gone side by side, and well, doing a pretty solid job at the moment for these drivers. Meanwhile, Wizard is basically charging as the right now. Meanwhile, really thinking of a move down the inside, thought of a surprise bomb, 9 on the inside. It's not actually going to be Really's going to do it. Raymond Gonzalez might be the one that does it. And they're going side by side, especially Chak Labradores and Lorenzo Ricci. Representing the senior members, all of at this point, having 7 to 8 years of experience between them, absolutely helps. But now they're coming into the main straight again. Obvious that the racing action has slowed. He's gonna find one back against Ray Gonzalez, and Ray Gonzalez is gonna give him a massive squeeze into the pit wall. That's bold defensive driving though from Rosales, but it's not gonna be enough from Rosales. Asahi, meanwhile, is going to keep on charging. Still great racing action. Given Fuji Speedway, already coming into the first portions of this race. Okay. Just reached 10%, or rather, coming close to 10% right now. One more bounce coming in. That's almost contact between Asahi and Really, and then Really, where has he come from? Now he's in 11th place. Rosales is also trying to get one over Antanaro, as Antanaro is going to try to basically find moves, get himself into 13th. This midfield battle absolutely giving us a treat, a racing spectacle. And now down the inside goes Lorenzo Ricci, and block at Antanaro, keep just maintaining his defensive line into the final corner. That's great racing action. Meanwhile, we got Ed Sky and Jake Martinez battling out for second place as Ducey continues to romp his way. Around the outside goes Jake Martinez, squeezes a bit. Ed Sky goes into the rumble strip, but keeps his car pointed into the straight line as Jake Martinez continues his charge. And this time he takes second place. He's got good race pace. Can he catch Maverick DCM here? Looks like we have already passed the 10% mark. It just shows you how much racing action these drivers need to have, especially on a race like this here in Fuji Speedway. Speaking of which, Ray Gonzalez still running out, starting to defend the inside, but Joshua Asahi makes the outside line work. Great move there from Joshua Asahi. Again, so much racing action in midfield. Now Ray Gonzalez, who was up in the mid-pack, is now falling down the order. Lorenzo Ricci now about to pile on against the Elfriend as he now goes down the inside into turn 1. Chakalov now waiting in the wing, same goes. And we have just had confirmation that Masaraido has had engine failure. It's so not Masaraido to not have that, but unfortunately he will be our first retirement of the day. Carz just had problems, unfortunately for him. So that is a massive shame for him. But anyways, we still have this remaining race to go. You have to see how these drivers are just going to continue on in this race. You can see here Jake Martinez already closing the gap to DCM right now, looking for Toas' win in Formula Hololive. Now, if you look at records, Toa has never won a Formula Hololive race before. But Martinez might try to change that as he's now absolutely charging his way for a potential win. Oops, sorry, wrong button pressed. This guy, meanwhile, has been overtaken by Osna Wizard as especially they went into Coca-Cola corner. Right. So we are now coming into lap 10. 8 laps already complete here in Fuji Speedway. And we're just gonna... So everything is gone pretty calm right now. See? Alright. Jake Martinez about to try again. He has already had a great run off of turn 16. Can he line up a move? He's not really that quick compared to Duciem though. Last lap. But he might try again. And that is Duciem having the lead on lockdown for another... we still have competitors still on the run, and obviously right now it has gone pretty calm for these entrants. Let's go in, trying to chase Robert Cashew for 5th place. Here's the nose cam from Lexi. She's got tons of pedigree in aero competitions. Obviously, she has yet to win in Formula Hololive, but of course, Shiragane Noel has won in Formula Hololive under Michael Turner. That was back in the 2024 season. Apologies if we have to do some heavy brakes here. As we mentioned here, check on to these drivers. Ali J has an engine failure, so that explains why she's going to now drop down on the field. We have had confirmation from the pit crew. She's gone, so that's already 2 device class cars with retirements. Shango and Ryu are essentially their only hope. Gibbons tries to go for a move down the inside against Daniel Barger, and nothing has come of it. Martinez had that spark to challenge Duciem, but right now it's not coming to him right now as Martinez continues to watch his way forward against Duciem right now. And as you can see here, Martinez just keeps on doing what he does best. As Richie now makes his move against Antarao. This is for 12th place, as Antarao is going to try to go down the inside Coca-Cola corner, but watch out though for Lorenzo Ricci. The outside line is actually very good in Coca-Cola corner, so that's a good thing going there for Ricci. Meanwhile, on 3rd place, still looking for Martinez's 2nd place. Now's a good time to take a look into the progress charts. Wizard has basically done a very good job in terms of race progression. Ed Sky started 2nd. falling down as it's been falling down. Meanwhile, we got and that's another move there from Austin Wizard. This time he's absolutely trying to go for that second place there. On the outside, the corner, around the inside at 100R, and that second place taken for Austin Wizard. He now has his eyes set on Duciev, who's currently pretty much in control. Mark Volka has obviously won 2 races so far. Once in 2024, once in 2025. Could Duciev open up 2026 with a win already? Well, that's something that we absolutely need to see. Just wanted to check. Oh yes, Ridin has also gone into the pits, but this time it is a scheduled stop for him, so nothing to really worry about. So yeah, Ridin has now gone on into the pits. Shango is now the remaining Regal's driver, currently on track. For Ridin, he is going to go for a quick stop, and this is the one thing that we have absolutely so the one thing that we got absolutely worried about. Masaraido and so Ali J will now be taking any further part of this race. Shango is going to continue on his crusade for decent points finishes, and obviously Ridin will have to be sitting at the back of the pack as a result. Meanwhile, Martinez continuing his charge against Austin Wizard. This is for second place. The Tokiyami Toa driver now goes down the inside against the Koroneski as Austin Wizard tries to defend around the outside. Hooks it pretty well. Martinez has the positional advantage. Great stuff there from and that's a very much a solid moment there for Wizard. Keeps it around the outside at 100R. Until he becomes the inside of the hairpin. But Martinez is going to keep it around the outside to continue bring on his momentum, and as you can see here from this camera angle, he's managed to defend second place. So pretty much a lot of great racing happening here in Fuji Speedway, in Split A here in Formula Hololive Japan. And as you can see here, Martinez doing a pretty much a solid here for the Kenzoku. Obviously, he has been a very shrewd signing. Obviously, in the perspective of the Kenzoku camp. Obviously, formerly driving for the likes of Mori Calliope and Hyodo Xiao. So obviously brought in some experience, needed experience at that. To Tokiyami Toa camp, who had been struggling under Jeff Rohan, but now he has another challenge there from Austin Wizard. Wizard now goes down the inside to take second place, but he still doesn't have the positional advantage here, as now we see Jake Martinez has the inside line, but in Coca-Cola corner, it's the outside line that has the advantage, and that will be Wizard retaking second. Okay, now has 10th place potentially his. That's because Joshua Asahi is going to try to take it away from him. Take 9th place away from him. As you can see here, again around the outside at 100 Coca-Cola corner, sorry. Asahi continues to showcase his Zuno. And right now, running on the outside at the hairpin. Again, you just gotta be on the right side of the track at some parts of Fuji Speedway. Speaking of which, we are just here. Samake currently in 10, Gonzalez in 13, might have to see how it goes from here. Alright, so Raymar Gonzalez is ahead of Chaco Labradores. As you saw here, they had a bit of battle. Something that has been expected against him. Miracles of sorts. Is miracle even the right word? But anyways, hope you're enjoying the stream so far. It's currently split A of the qualifiers round 1, riding on the Fuji Japan Series race. Remember, top 10 in the standings at the end of qualifiers will advance to the CO Cup, where they will basically compete for the greatest honors in Formula Hololive. We gotta change the race lead for once, and that is also Wizard going down the inside of Duciem into turn 1. Duciem just doesn't have that in him, and now also Wizard takes the lead. And he has that thing pretty much locked and loaded. Obviously, he's going to go for win number 3 for Inagami Korone in Formula Hololive, already showing that he can win. Basically, he can already show that he's already won like 2 races so far. Both of them at Motegi. Can he just do it again? But then again, also was it looking for win number 3? Cornet looking for win number 4. Remember, in the 24 season, Sean Pauli has absolutely won it for Cornet. Oh, well, at least one race at Okayama. While chasing the Zaka Cup title at the time he was representing Minato Aqua in the competition. Again, just to see how it goes. 25-2-1-1. Duciem now falls down the cliff. This time, coming into the second third of this race, it's gonna be also Wizard in control so far. Meanwhile, we see here Martinez is about to try to give a bit of a hurt there to Duciem's aspirations for another win, as he's now dropped down to third. And look at Mohamed Cashew now chasing the Omar Polka driver, as Antarao is ahead of Labradors, has already made his move against Raymar Gonzalez. They're still not side by side. Pretty good job, as you're seeing here. Cashew just continuing to march forward with his progress here. trying to march his way forward. Again, Cashew also showcasing race-winning pedigree. Obviously, he won twice in the 2025 season. Won at Autopolis and Okayama, both races in the CO Cup, and that actually placed him in second place in the standings. The fact that he was only 1 point behind Jake Goodwin. Let me say this again. 1 point behind Jake Goodwin in the 2025 CO Cup title. It really could have been a Gen 4 moment, but Jake Goodwin was only marginally better as Daniel Wagner goes up to 5th place, trying to actually give Zwiss her first win in Formula 1 since 2023 when Thompson basically grabbed her to win. Obviously, we had 85 races in Formula Hololive Japan up to this point. Yeah, Charles Thompson was the driver who won Split B of the Our Bright Parade Grand Parade Fuji, the 2023 Fuji race for Split B. Find a bit of something. 125, 147, the fastest laps just coming. Another driver with insane amounts of pedigree in the aero competitions. Proven winner in the Holotype, well, not Holo Proto, Hololive T3, and of course in Formula Hololive, although he did win a single race, even then that was back in March 2023. Almost 3 years to the point. Still showcasing what he can do. Obviously, he's already pretty much a veteran in the competition. Haven't been there since the very much beginning, but he didn't start off. And that is Cal Gibbons into 6th place. He's going to have something to say about it, but again, the outside line, the Coca-Cola corner is the line to go. And that's where he just went. Antanarao dropping down to 12th place. Lorenzo Ricci into 11th. Absolutely charging his way forward. So much changes in this race so far. And right now also Wizard having a momentous charge on the grid. He's absolutely showcasing his race pace and consistency. Also Wizard still currently leads this race. Martinez still in second. Ducia continues to fall behind the top two. So far for multiple of these drivers. Asahi as well. He started pretty much in 14th place and now charting his way into 8th place. Still needs to get Lacey Bowen. He's just chilling in 8th place right now. It's just that she is pretty much having not much in front of her apart from racetrack. right now we got more battles at the back. It's Isagaji Mikalev and Raymark Rosales. Rosales, who had been in the front in the mid-pack, has now fallen down 3 positions and is about to fall down to another, but this time he gets to defend around the inside. Chungo now over a minute behind Austin Wizard, but remember, he is not going to pit until the pretty much the latter stages of this race. Could it be a little too late? Check in on if there are any more battles to report. Cashew now into 4th place, Richie in 11th, and Tannerau in 12th. But watch out though for Raymar Gonzalez, now under pressure from Isagaji Mikalev. And speaking of which, Richie also going down the inside of Samiake. This is into turn 1, they go. And it's a great move there from Richie. Time will tell if he can solidify this move, and it looks to me that he will. Raymar Gonzalez might do the same thing, but he's already ahead. But no, it's Isagaji Mikalev who is pretty much taken over this position. They were still side by side at Coca-Cola corner, and where it counted the most at 100R, it was on the inside. So it's Mikalev who now takes the position from Sakaramico. Now here's another driver who had been struggling to get wins recently in all competitions. Has been a perennial mid-pack runner for one of the most decorated Hololive members out there, Sakuramiko. Still cannot get a win after he won at Autopolis in 2023 in Hololive GT3. Sahi looking for a potential move down the inside onto Lexi Bowen on what is a pretty fine day at Fuji. We are not reporting any drop frames in our stream. Cashew still pretty much on the charge for himself. He is currently in 4th. Duciem still in 3rd. Dan Barger also making great progress from the mid-pack. And obviously he's gained 3 positions, and he's doing a very good job at what he does. And right now he's about to secure 4th place over Mohamed Cashew, who, remember, has been one of the better drivers in the 2025 CEO Cup, losing out to the championship by a single point to Jake Goodwin. Under pressure from both Cashew and Barger. Speedway. Race has now gone pretty quiet, as does the screen. Let's keep pushing this. But anyways, Barger, meanwhile, is looking for still looking for potential moves there to places. Hopefully, he can get one step closer to a race win. Xiaomi are absolutely at this point. I don't know if they have the patience, but I think they should have the patience to just. Back on this race, 124.789, already faster than even close times. But anyways, Duciam now starting to feel the heat. Absolutely applying the flames, but right now those flames are just not simply serious enough until one of them makes the move to each other. Defense or attack. UCM is leading this pack of 3. He wants to stay where he is in the podium places to basically help give him guarantee a spot in the CO Cup next season. He's still in 9th place. Looking to see if he can get something done against Lexi Bowen in 8th. And Tarao in 7th, or rather 12th. And Sky's still in 7th. And he's not enjoying a good time right now. Having a decent qualifying pace. But now it's dropped 5 positions from his starting position. And he's not enjoying it. Sean Go and really or have officially been placed into a lap down, and looks to me that Sean Go has made a pit stop. So he's gonna pretty much run this strat until the end. Looks to me that really is happening as well. So these the mainline class drivers. Very solid position, and right now they are forming a train of sorts. Duciam continuing to be slow compared to Martinez and Wizard, and of course as a result the gap will now continue to build between the top 2 and Duciam right now. Up 2 at least, and now Joshua Zayas is overtaken by Lorenzo Ricci there. Ricci now. Remember, Lorenzo Ricci is actually one of the better Formula Hololive drivers. Now, obviously, when it comes to win counts, only 2 drivers managed to win more than Lorenzo Ricci, as you can tell. course, if you look at the driver won 4 races, Jacob and Richie set at 4 each. Zygmunt Bali, Vlasa Damashnev, and Moshaka Reza has won one more than Richie. But right now, it is going to be very much unlikely that he will be adding that to his tally. And now going down the inside, right to the outside, Daniel Gardner now trying to get the cash here. Now takes back the pace. Is going to have to apply the flames, and that, of course, that driver is, of course, Mohamed Cashew. And Marcus trying to stick around the inside, but just cannot hang on. That's Cashew now with the place. Laps complete. We are almost going to reach the and right now we are just going to see in order. Right now, about to reach the halfway stage. Basically 4 cars, including UCM, as Cal Gibbons now joins in on the fight. He's now in 6th place. And right now we are just gonna see here, Cal Gibbons now looking for this opportunity, but just not there. Logger, and they're all forming like a slipstream train, so there's not much passing between these drivers. Meanwhile, Samiaki continues to form his train by himself, as a lot of these drivers at the back are now continuing. Inside of East Coast Jamaica Live into turn 1, and that is a bold move there. Well, bold move if you're a racing driver, but bold if you're just a bystander, but this is pretty much normal if you're a racing driver. So that is a job well done. Lapdor's now up into 13th. We're about to get into the stage for real. Every single one of these champion class cars are about to run out of fuel for sure. are officially reached the halfway stage, and just checking right now. We'll see some pit stop activity, and this will probably largely decide on. Like a lot of these riders will be pitting within 1 or 2 laps, so this will be a pretty interesting look here. Everyone's at like 20 liters of fuel to go, some lower than that. So we will be expecting these drivers to pit pretty much in the second half of this race, pretty much in the next 5 laps. So we are just going to pay attention here as the race continues to take shape. Still pretty much a question mark as to who will be pitting first amongst these gate across cars. That's a double overtake there from Alcantara. Where did that come from him? Meanwhile, we got Samiake and Shakalabadors added between each other in a Gen 1 battle, and that is going to be... Oh, Samiake is going to go around the outside of Shango once again. Shango obviously is a lap down. He's in 16. He probably has no reason to be in this battle, but another twist goes. Shakalabadors now. Oh, Samiake goes around the outside. Ooh, great racing stuff there from these three drivers. And now we are seeing more developments occur as Sahi, meanwhile, is about to find something against Lexibo and just currently hanging on in 9th place. Wizard now has a 6-second lead over Martinez, who, of course, Martinez has a 13-second gap onto DUCM. Asahi. Inside. Wait. Inside. Interesting tidbit here. 2 of the 4 cars here are from Gen 6. And they've just announced that they will be doing a live concert. Yes, you heard me right. A live concert in April 29, 2026 at Pia Arena. First mission, that's what it's called. It's basically a Gen 6 live. Anyways, we don't have any information on when they'll be pitting, if they're going to be pitting now, but these cars should have at most 6 laps of field to go. And right now these cars are absolutely charging with what they got right now, and just gonna have to see here. Laps of 66 complete. All right, 37 laps already complete. Alright, as the race continues to progress as it is, still pretty much a toss-up as to how the cars are just going to think about their pit stop strategies. That Sky currently in 10th, or rather 7th. 10 liters of fuel to go. A lot of these JP cars are running pretty low. Go is already 1 lap behind Isekaijin Mikolev of all people as well, as he continues to... Not really much of a procession, but yeah, the mid stage of this race has been pretty slow. It's just in case of Jim Martinez continues to barrel down the main straight. Changes into the pit stop cycles. Yet, but you can see here the tires are kind of showing some wear already. I mean, when you're running these things for nearly 200 kilometers non-stop, you're going to be bound to get that. So, yeah. Here. Alright, so potential battles currently in the field. Checo Labradores now trying to chase down Ray Mark Gonzalez. Oh, they got history though, these two. See, they had some interactions between each other at a few points before they both entered the competition simultaneously. However, attacking down the inside gets a challenge to Ray Mark as he closes down the outside line at turn 1 to prevent any further progression from fellow countryman Lapidorus. Balls to the pit stop just yet. We are going to be expecting it. That's 43 and 44. Right now Martinez is going to see if he can have a quicker pit stop against Wizard. Wizard hopes that this pit stop should not have any issues, but he does have a 4-second buffer to essentially hang on to where he is. And right now, these are very solid opportunities. Oh, and there's a great run on the outside move there from Barker, but he just cannot solidify it. And remember, the drivers from third on back are around 22 seconds behind the race leader. So any chances of them getting into this race win are going to be pretty much tricky. But we have confirmation that Maverick DCM and Ozne Wizard will be the first drivers to make their pit stops. And they will be coming in this lap. At least for Ozne Wizard, because DCM gets across the line. I think DCM might just go into the pits regardless. And there he goes. Up there from DCM, or not really a quick stop from DCM. Sorry, he's literally one of the last drivers out there. And Sky also joins in. He has also he's now already peeled into the pits, and he's gonna peel into his pit box right now. And these drivers are gonna take a pretty decent time here to get their car serviced. DCM has now gotten himself back out onto the track. He's got 24 more laps to deal with as we see more side-by-side action. Gonzalez and Chaka Laboratory's subplot happening right before our eyes, but it will be Rimar Gonzalez who gets the outside lane again. Also Wizard now having to make another pit stop is now going to see if he can. And look at this, Jake Martinez is also going to be coming in at the same time, so this will be a very interesting pit lane battle as more drivers come in for their pit stops. Cashew comes in, Barker comes in, Callum Gibbons also comes in. Meanwhile, we're just going to be watching for Lorenzo Ricci. Also, Wizard has come out first. Martinez is still not out. That's his chance of a win evaporated right there. He's taking a way longer time to get his car serviced. Also, Wizard, having no such issues inside the pit box, has now solidified his lead as Lorenzo Ricci temporarily takes second. Remember, he needs to also make a pit stop. 4 more drivers need to make a pit stop. And Martinez, after having such a slow and horrendous stop, having to add an extra 11 seconds to his race time, that should be his his chance for a race win over. Surely. Meanwhile, we are seeing a bit of a change here. Somewhat. DCM also having a horrendous pit stop. He's now behind Gibbons, Barger, Cashew, and Martinez. Not exactly the thing that he's been looking for. And even with the pit stop, Shongo continues to languish in 16th place. Not the day for the device last cars. Lorenzo Ricci, Chaka Labradores, Isakaji Mikolaev there yet to make a pit stop. Ricci should have a pretty sizable chance to essentially get a top 10 finish with this pit stop. McLaren 11 as they also come in for their pit stop. That should be everyone make their pit stops here. Coming into the end of the Split A race, Ozzy Wizard now in complete control of this race. Martinez could at the very least secure second place Also, Wizard should have his ticket to the CO Cup on points. Daniel Barger will be likely to secure a solid 4th place. Callum Gibbons doing also a solid job to stay in 5th right now, but they are in a battle for 3rd. So by this logic though, DCM has a solid chance to stay in 6th place. It is unfortunate, but take it. Lorenz Ricci now up in 7th place. Next guy in 8th. Guy in 8th, Joshua Sahi in 9th. As more battles come in. Cashew almost took the 3rd place away from Cashew. So it's down to 11. Some cycles. Santaro has jumped into the top 10. 9th place. Samiake currently sitting in staying in 13th. Position. So it's a full JP top 15 right now. Oh yeah, just a bit of a fun fact. Yuzuki Choko said not to celebrate her birthday with a live concert tonight. So Yuzuki Choko's live concert. Tomorrow as well. As Barger now goes down the inside of Cashew, but can Cashew seal the deal? Looks like they're still alongside Darren Barger. Strong position to take 3rd place. He sweeps it around the outside at Coca-Cola corner. Does a great move there from Daniel Barger. As he now secures 3rd place. Calculated move there from Barger. Good stuff from him. Alright, 45 laps complete, so we should have about 20 laps to go as we have a certain amount crossing the line. Are there any issues of pit stops or rather lap cars? And the answer is yes. Remo Gonzalez is currently in 15th place. Alright, so it looks like a lot of drivers are pretty much separated from each other, so we are just going to prepare for this one. Paying attention. That Wizard should have this looking for his and right now Cashew also doing a pretty decent job there, staying in 4th place right now. It looks to me that this battle for 3rd is dying out. Barger has shown to have way faster pace than Cashew. Gibbons, meanwhile, is going to see if he can take 4th place away from Mohamed Cashew. status quo for everyone. Labradors, meanwhile, is going to see if he can get something against Sami Ake, who is currently running in 12th place, but he is absolutely pounding his position. Calgans, meanwhile, in 5th place, looking for something against Mamikanshu in 4th right now. Looking at this though, Antara only 8 seconds behind Asahi, but 4 seconds ahead of Bowen. Good stuff there from Taro, looking for some consistency in his runs. Joshua Asahi also doing a very solid job here for Ricci doing a solid job there in 7th place, but it could change. Remember, he's racing against Maverick Dusiem, who is currently running in 6th place for Omar Polka, and the unfortunate thing especially looking at the biggest gainers, Lorenzo Ricci started from 13th. He's now up into 7th place, and he's looking for more. Austin Wizard started from 5th. He is in a serious position to win here in Fuji Speedway in the Riding on Dreams Grand Prix at Fuji Split A race. And the gap's now open to 20 seconds. Absolutely showing his ability to perform here. As it stands, the JP Series top 10 will be based on the top 10 of this race, obviously. This is literally the first race of the season. So, just gonna keep on progressing here right now. This race is only 125.52, and that is convincing though. I mean, remember he was at 18 seconds, 90 seconds of fuel left before. And here comes Lorenzo Ricci down the inside of Dusiem. A move potentially in the works for him. And, ooh, keeps it tidy, but a bit too tidy. But he still has it in him. Might he take a move around the outside? It's a great run, though. And around the outside he goes. Another calculated move from Ricci, as he now takes 6th place. Ricci now moving up into 6th place. Moving up into 6th, beating Maverick Dusiem. Or, yeah, Dusiem now down in 7th. Local driver, that's where he is right now. Top 10 after Fuji. Looks to me that Lorenzo Ricci in car number 6 is in an absolutely solid position to take something away. Gibbons, meanwhile, is getting very close there to Mamikanshu to get 4th place and to add another bit of pedigree from the Split A from the Gen 0 field. To see him continuing to sit down and take a look here. I mean, he only got 16 laps. Most of the lead, and basically the lead lap drivers all have 6 16 laps to go. Okay, just gonna take a slight break here to rest the mind. We'll be coming back with you. To you with more Formula Hololive racing as we're about to close the Split A race. Don't go anywhere and stay tuned. Back at Fuji Speedway, and if you have noticed, Daniel Barger has actually made the move for the podium positions. He's now up into third place. And now Mohamed Cashew, if you were missing out the break, still Mohamed Cashew and Colin Gibbons. So the top 10 as it stands, Wizard, Martinez, Barger, Cashew, Gibbons, Ricci, Duciem, Sky, Asahi, and Tanarao. These are your top three. Wow, we still have the later stage of this race still up in the air, especially for the battle for the final podium position. It has been ebbing and flowing quite some time now. As we see here, Wizard now has to deal with one of his toughest challenges, and that is, of course, dealing with lap cars. Sean goes 2 laps down. Raymond Gonzalez is now 1 lap down. And look at this though. Mikolev is about to give some trouble there to Osnet Wizard, and that's going to allow Martinez to close down the gap. It was at 20 seconds. It's now down to 17. How much you don't want to be dealing with lap cars, and you can see here Wizard continues to struggle with the blue flag movement instead of Corsa, so that is why. And here comes with the Wizard trying to force his way down the inside, but again Mikolev continues to cause issues and does not want to allow Wizard to get past. Coming into 12 laps to go. Wizard still has it in control, but now he has 2 lap cars in front. Sammy Atkins and Mikolev are in their own battle. Raymond Gonzalez waiting in the wings, and actually Raymond Gonzalez is about to unlap himself. This is going to be some serious cinema for the viewers. And right now, here comes Raymond Gonzalez. Now making his move down into the inside. Into turn 1 he goes. Alright, the gaps have now opened up to 1 second per driver, except Ake, Mikolev, and Rosales. So as it stands right now, the battles have absolutely slowed down. Still hinging on that sliver, having on to a sliver bit of hope that he could win this. Toa, her first win in Formula Hololive in the year 2026. Something that his predecessors have unsuccessfully tried. Jeff Rohan being one of the prime examples. Seconds. Martinez absolutely using this to create effect. Wizard has already cleared back Raymond Gonzalez and is about to make left in the interim and looking to clear Sabianke. If he doesn't clear Sabianke soon, then Martinez is going to absolutely make this a thrilling contest for the finish. And here comes Sabianke around the outside, trying to defend Wizard, but it looks to me that also Wizard should have this thing in the bag. He should have cleared every single of the black cars, and now his next foe will be Labradores, who is currently 14 seconds ahead. Wizard should have no problems. We are now into 10 laps to go here in Fuji Speedway. Right now, I'm not sure if there are any overarching battles. Everyone has basically raced very cleanly and kindly, and I haven't really seen a lot of side-by-side action, especially at around into turn 13. So that is a major plus for at least the driving ethics. Feel a bit boring, I do have to note on the scale. Currently giving pressure to Muhammad Cashew, who's currently running in fourth. Callum Gibbons is about to make this difficult. He's making it difficult. And you can see here, yep, Cashew is the one who makes it difficult for Gibbons. Controlling this lead from quite the distance. And now we have Cashew, who is now back into fourth place. Cashew still holding command in fourth place right now. Walker still in third. Probably has super worn tires at this point and have to make an extra pit stop. Didn't really help him, so right. We are now coming into the last stages of this race. 57 laps already complete. 8 laps to go here in Fuji. Race just continues to proceed as it is. Gibbons, meanwhile, pretty solid job here in this place. The progress starts here. He has gained 3 positions. He started in 8th. Barger started 7th, and he is now in 3rd. Wilson started 5th, and he's now in the lead of this race. But the biggest winners of Wilson Ricci, who started in 13th, but is now currently in 6th place. This day is just not his day, but at the very least, it's a decently solid day. Sam Meneke has not been dropped down a lap. Changaladores might be next. Barger is looking for something against AJ Martinez, who is now the one who's being blocked by lap cars. Barger, if Wizard somehow crash and Barger gets it to 2nd, then is a nearly 3-year win drought finally coming to an end. And right now, it's going to be Gibbons overtaking Cashew, this time for real, into turn 1, and this time no shenanigans needed, as it's a very clean move there from Caleb Gibbons into turn 1 that helps him secure 4th place right now. Sahi also in the background has also made his move against his fellow Hololive teammate Ed Sky, who is now currently in 9th place, and Taro stays in 10th, Ducey in 7th. Martinez has now cleared the lap car of Mikolev, or the Shango. Daniel Barger still looking for a gung-ho move around the inside to clear Shango, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Also, Wizard now has the fastest lap once again. 124.761 for the coordinate driver, and this time it's Gibbons and Cashew now trading places between each other once again, exiting turn 16. And this time Gibbons is going to try to find the slipstream, that straight line speed needed. And down the inside he goes into turn 1. Looks like Cashew is going to keep on maneuvering as he is right now in 5th place, looking for something against Cal Gibbons. He is currently in 4th. And right now we're just gonna pay attention to proceedings as Cashew doing a pretty decent job here in 4th. Alright, so Martinez currently in 2nd, Wizard in the lead, Barger 3rd, Gibbons 4th. Oh, and that's another move there from Gibbons there to clear Shango, and that is a very close call between the two. But you can see here the 2020 older cars should have better top speed, but remember they also have ballast. 61 laps complete. So Isuka Jimikolive already making a last ditch, making a later stage pass there onto Sami Ake. Shackle also waiting in the wings. Martinez waiting in the back. The gap's now going to open back up between 1st and 2nd place. Wizard is about to have his Bowen, that's nearly contact between Rosales and Martinez, which is going to be ugly if these two get into contact between each other. We're now into the absolute end game here in Fuji Speedway, and right now we are just going to see here 4 laps of racing to go. And this time Osner Wizard is currently stuck behind. Martinez is going side by side with Raymond Rosales, and Raymond Rosales is going to unlap himself once again. Well, unlap himself against Jake Martinez, he's still a lap against Osner Wizard. And down the inside goes Rosales, and this will allow him to be ahead of Martinez. And remember, this is not going to be good for him because Daniel Barger is absolutely right behind Martinez, and he's going to be gunning for that second place spot. Lap car is absolutely getting into the way of these drivers, but Jake Martinez is about to keep himself steady into the inside of the hairpin, and that will allow Martinez to have a bit of respite so far. It goes for a late dive bomb down the inside. But Martinez manages to hang on for now. Labradores and Lexi Bowen on a late stage battle. Tons of racing action to report here in Fuji Speedway, especially right at the end. Also Wizard still should have no problem just bringing it home, especially given that Wizard is keeping his wits about it. Currently in first place, Martinez in second, Barger third, Gibbons fourth, Cashew fifth, Ricci in sixth. Still plenty to play for here in Fuji, in Shizuoka. The battle for third has now expanded. The battle for second has now expanded to 4 cars. Cashew, Gibbons now in the mix. It's a massive toss-up to see how it goes. Also Wizard going side by side with Relio. They made contact between the two. This is going to be ugly. Will there be contact? There is no contact. No further contact between the two. That's just hardcore racing at its finest. Wizard manages to stay ahead, and Sky's been overtaken by Elson Tannerau. So much action in the later stages of this race. And Sky doing an amazing job up until Elson Tannerau. And right now, the top 3 are this. And speaking of which, Daniel Barger, as we had a bit of a thing, has actually made his way into the podium, into second place. If you want to know what happened, here's what happened. Daniel Barger, looking at the replay, has made a sweeping move around the outside of Daniel Barger at the Dunlop chicane, and that allows him to be in second. Daniel Barger, the chances of him winning here are still slim, but not none. Also, Wizard has a bit of buffer between himself and Lexi Bowen. He should have this race under the bag. Daniel Barger, meanwhile, is going to be carrying home. It may not be the 200 points that he's looking for, but at the very least, it's going to be a solid 175 and potentially a ticket to the CO Cup. Wizard, meanwhile, in the lead of this race right now. Asahi has now overtaken Maverick Duciem. Duciem's race has gone from bad to worse. But Duciem manages to hang on for now. Asahi's going to sweep around the outside. Final lap is about to start for Austin Wizard as they still go side by side at 100R. Austin Wizard crosses the line to start the final lap of Split A of the Riding on Dreams Grand Prix at Fuji. Now Wizard, Barger, Martinez, Gibbons, Cashew, Ricci, Asahi, Duciem, and Tanneros and Sky, who currently make up the top 10 in this race. Also, Wizard absolutely showcasing his racing ability ever since he stepped into aero competitions. Stepping in to represent Inugami Korone after the departure of Sean Pauly is about to give Korone win number 4 in the competition. A bit of a kawaii go check for Inugami Korone. Well, it's a bit of a honeywork type of thing. Well, that check's been complete. Inugami Korone is as cute as ever, but Wizard is about to add to that. He's gonna give himself win number 3, and Korone is win number 4 on the foothills of Fuji Speedway in Shizuoka. We're gonna be kicking off the 2026 Formula Hololive Japan season with a Split A win by Osnet Wizard here in the Riding on Dreams Grand Prix at Fuji Split A race. Daniel Barger tries he might. He's gonna have to wait for another win again as Daniel Barger crosses the line in second. Gibbons third. Martinez. Gibbons in third has actually made also a last lap pass onto Jake Martinez. We'll check on that on the last. We'll check on that. But what a surprise that was from Jake Martinez. Just could not get it done. Could not stay on the podium. Meanwhile, more drivers finishing. Cashier favorite G6, Asahi 7, Taro 8, UCM 9, Sky 10, Labradors 11, and Lexi Bowen set to finish in 12th. We're updating the standings as it stands. Gibbons, Martinez in 3rd and 4th. Cashew 5th, Rishi 6th, Tahi 7th, and Taro jumping up to 8th as well on that last lap move. And then Duciem 9th, at Sky in 10th. So again, congratulations to Aussie Wizard who takes his gives Japan field their first win. And by that I mean the first win in the Japan series in Formula Hololive Japan. Barger so close yet so far once again. 18 seconds is the gap this time for the Swiss driver. Cal Gibbons is finishing 3rd for Roboco. A solid day for Gen 0 nonetheless. Jake Martinez in 4th for Tokiya Mitoa, who had been running in 2nd for much of this race until the last stage of this race, but we'll have to check on that as well. Cashew 5th, Lorenzo Ricci in 6th, Joshua Sahi is in 7th, and Taro in 8th. Duciem sits in 9th place, and that's guy running out of top 10. Chaka Labrador is in 11th with Lexi Bow in 12th, Mikolev in 13th, Sami Aki 14th, and Ray Gonzalez rounding up the remaining drivers running at the drivers who finish inside the points. Isakaji Mikolev, the first driver, a lap down. Really, the first driver to go 2 laps down, but still finish the race for Rindo Ichihaya, and Sean Go finishing 17th for Ichijo Ririka. Ala J 18th, Masaraido 19th place. So while we are going to check on the replay and to check on the standings, we're going to save the replay first as the crow flies. That might be what people want to say. So we'll see how Callan Gibbons got his 3rd place. It's a late dive bomb down the inside into turn 1 for it was a last lap pass on the inside down into turn 1 where Callan Gibbons took the position away from Martinez. Martinez tries to fight back, but he just could not have that position. Another driver to pay attention is, of course, Alson Tara, who, of course, made the pass onto Maverick UCF. Here's what happened to him at live as Gibbons already makes the pass onto Martinez. Another dive, another move down the inside into turn 1. that is essentially it for the last lap battles. Alright, I have no guarantee if the replays are going to be saved properly. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, at the very least, the replay, at least the scores have absolutely been well recorded. So let's give ourselves a bit of a rundown onto what the standings look like. Now that we have the finishing order done. Alright, now with the race properly sorted here in Fuji Speedway for Split A, let's take a look here. Apologies for the black screen, but right. Anyways, we are now going to talk to you about the Split A standings after Fuji Speedway. Also, Wizard takes the checkered flag here in Fuji Speedway, and that resulted in him taking the 200 points here in Fuji Speedway. Daniel Barger in second, Callan Gibbons in third. Martinez 4th, Cashew 5th, Lorenzo Ricci 6th, Asahi 7th, Alcantara 8th, Maverick Duciem at 9th, and Sky rounding out the top 10. We'll be taking a look into the drivers from 11th on back, as we're gonna be checking on right now, but we are just gonna update a bit, just to, make it, official, of course. So with that out of the way, we're just gonna intermission a bit. So it's Wizard Barger, and then Gibbons. Martinez dropped down to 4th. Cashew stays in 5th. Lorenzo Ricci 6th. Asahi and Tenarao have hang on. Asahi and Tenarao have moved up into at Sky 10th, and Maverick Duciem in 9th. 8th place goes to Alson Tenarao, and 7th place goes to Joshu Asahi. Labrador's getting a good gain as well. Lexi Bowen in 12th. Isakaji Bekalev in 13th, Sami Ake 14th, and Bekalev in 13th right now. Okay, so we're also going to be sharing with you the standings for the remaining drivers here. Chaka Labrador's 11th, Lexi Bowen 12th, Bekalev 13th, Sami Ake 14th, and Raymond Gonzalez rounding out 15th place. Ollie J, Sean Go, Really, and Masaraido are the drivers who have not scored in today's race, which is a big shame. Hope we can see them bounce back pretty much soon. So yeah, that should be it for today's race. We'd like to thank everyone who's watched this stream up to this point. I'm Momo Shadowrenza in the commentary booth, and the next race is coming out. It will be the Split B race at same time, 10 a.m. JST. Hopefully everyone will be tuning in that as well. With that being said, thank you all for tuning to this stream. We'll see you tomorrow, and take care, everyone.